Hello you guys, it is Jksthind and I am back with another video. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how I apply my base. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks to do your base and make sure that it's great, everything's flawless. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's probably going to be a really long one because I like to chit chat. I was editing one of my videos and it was almost an hour long, so I'm going to try my best not to talk so much, but this is going to be a very informative video. So let's get started. First things first, I have already moisturized my skin. I've already done my morning skincare, so I'm ready to go. But that's like the base of any makeup application. Next thing is a primer, and I literally filmed me putting on my primer and it wasn't recording. So next thing's primer. I used the e.l.f. poreless putty primer. It's great. The next thing is foundation, obviously. I don't really like to color correct. You can color correct though. I feel like that's just another layer that's underneath my makeup, so I prefer to just go a little bit heavier on the concealer than to go out and, you know, do a color correct. So for foundation today, foundation number one is the Sephora 10 Hour Wear Perfection Foundation. This is so good. I love it. I've pretty much used almost all of it, I think. I'm medium sand in this guy right here, and I've also been mixing in this guy, which is the Physicians Formula Natural Defense Sheer Line of Defense Foundation. It has sunscreen in it. I go in with my Tarte Beauty Blendiful. So here's a couple of things. So tools that you can use to put on your foundation. So you can obviously use something like this. This is more of like a sponge sort of texture. You can use a beauty blender, and you can use a brush, or you can use your hands. So what I have found in my personal experience is the fact that I prefer using either like some sort of blender, just because I feel like it helps with how my foundation settles in and how full coverage my foundation is. With the brush, I sometimes feel like I get streaky lines because you're swiping, you're not exactly stippling. I feel like I actually love stippling brushes. That's why, you know, that's one of my favorite things is stippling brushes. So I really like using stippling brushes or something like this because I like to stipple my foundation on, because I feel like that gives me the most amount of coverage. This will definitely help make your foundation look a little bit more airbrushed. Even with this guy, I'm always stippling because I feel like that helps the product just kind of blend right in, and it's a little bit more concentrated as well. So I have the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm sorry if you don't live in the States, but this is a tried and true. I've been getting back into it, and yeah, I like using this for more of a full glam. If you do have dry skin though, I wouldn't recommend using it every day, because it can get really drying, and that's the original reason why I stopped using it in the first place. Again, beauty blender or this. The cool thing about this, however, is that it's such a large surface and you can kind of bend and fold however you like, whereas the beauty blender is a little bit more fine-tuned. Also, if you've never used Tarte Shape Tape, first of all, do you live under a rock? Secondly, it's so good. It's just phenomenal, you guys. And the biggest thing with this guy is you don't need a lot. You definitely don't need that much. I just need some serious correcting underneath my eyes because I haven't been sleeping. Advanced Radiance. And I'm gonna make sure that before I do that, I'm gonna tap off. I'm gonna tap it off so that just in case anything creased, anything moved out of place, I can kind of set it back because you don't want to set creases. So I'm just gonna go in liberally and I'm gonna tap, 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 tap it out. And that's why I like something like this, is because you don't need, it cuts out the need for so many brushes, which is great. So I have this guy. This guy is the Marc Jacobs Marvelous Mousse Transformative Foundation. And I have it in cocoa, so it's a little bit darker than my actual skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, a tiny tip, and I'm gonna tap right into this guy. It got a little dry, so I had to put some oil in it. And I'm just gonna kind of go in, and this is not a super intense color against my skin, especially like for contouring. So I like to just put it on and whatever. I actually bought this specifically for contouring because I really like the shade. But it's just so beautiful. And it's so soft too. Then we're gonna set the entirety of our face with the e.l.f. finishing powder. This guy is really nice. I've hit pat on like multiple of these. And I'm going in with a large, you can use any fluffy brush really. This is the first brush that we're using so far. And you just kind of go in. I like to avoid the under eye area because I've already set that with the Covergirl powder. And okay, so for bronzer, I'm going to be using the powder bronzer by ABH in the shade Tawny. These guys are so good. So good. Amazing. I'm gonna go in with this Morphe brush. It's a little bit more tapered. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys on one side how I can do it with the brush, and I'm gonna show you guys on the other side how I can do it with my Blendable. So I'm just gonna tap in here and get a generous amount because I love me some bronzer. And I'm just gonna kind of go along my cheekbones. I never want to drag it down. You always want to kind of go above and like that. And I'm going to do this entire face with this guy, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do it with the Blendable. And I'm going to just take a section that I haven't taken already. It's kind of a lot. And I guess the cool thing is that you can kind of tap it off on the back of your hand. So I'm going to go in right there, and I'm just going to kind of tap it on. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. And it builds up the color pretty fast. I'm actually gonna go in with my butter bronzer as well. It's because, okay, here's the thing about the butter bronzer. It's kind of shiny, so I almost use it as like a bronzer topper. It also smells very coconutty, and I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of coconuts. And I'm just gonna go in perimeters of my face. This is a phenomenal bronzer as well. So for blush, I'm gonna go into this e.l.f. blush palette. So I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. blush brush, and what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna take this guy. Take this guy that has a little bit of kickback, and see how I feel about it. And it's actually really pretty. It does have like the teensiest bit of like shine, so if you're not into that, I definitely wouldn't recommend that shade. For baking, I'm gonna go in with my Covergirl cream Clean, professional loose powder in 115 translucent medium. You guys know I love this. So I'm going to go in with my blendable. And I'm going to go underneath my eyes first. You can also use Laura Mercier. You can use the Coty Airspun. The Coty Airspun does give you a lot of flashback though. I haven't found that this gives me too much flashback. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Because here's the thing about me and brow pomades. We don't get along because I go very, very heavy-handed. And I end up with really thick brows. And that's why I prefer brow powders. This could either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Kick off my base, or not my base, my bake, and we're almost done with this video. Today we are going to be using the Maybelline Masterchrome in Molten Gold. This is one of my faves, as you guys know. So I'm gonna go in with the side of my blendable that I haven't, and I'm just gonna kind of tap in, not too much, and then tap it off. I'm gonna go in with some MAC Fix Plus. And the cool thing about MAC Fix Plus is that sometimes I like to do this before, like when I lay down my initial powders, I like to do this and then go in with other stuff, just because I feel like it just lays everything down and it makes everything kind of blend so much better. That's going to be everything. Let me know how you guys feel about me kind of chopping things up and giving you guys videos in portions, because I just thought that they would be more palatable, especially if I'm going in depth and I'm kind of talking about, you know, a myriad of things. I want it to be as informative as possible. So that's how I do my base. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, anything like that, or questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah! Bye guys.